Hello, once again, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discussing about linear variable differential transformer, that is LVDT. Last class we will be discussing about the basic principle of the inductive transducers. Here today we are discussing the linear variable differential transformer or LVDT, the principle and working principle of the LVDT. So LVDT work under the principle of mutual inductance. There are two types of inductance, mutual inductance and self-inductance. Mutual inductance is the inductance between the two coils, and the displacement, which is non-electrical energy, is converted into an electrical energy. Here in LVDT, the non-electrical energy is converted into the electrical energy due to the displacement of this media or core in the LVDT. So LVDT is a cylindrical former where it is surrounded by one primary winding, the center of the former, and the two secondary windings at this side. There is a primary winding is there, then two secondary windings are there. Secondary windings can be represented by S1 and S2. And the number of turns in the both secondary windings are equal. Number of turns in these both secondary windings are equal, but opposite to each other. Look at this figure. The connection should be like this. So it is opposite to each other. That is, if the left secondary winding is in clockwise direction, then the right secondary winding will be in the anti-clockwise direction. And hence the net output voltage will be the difference of voltage between two secondary coils. So the output voltage is here. Output voltage is the difference of these two voltages V1 and V2. That is here V0 is equal to V1 minus V2. So LVDT transducers can measure movements as small as 0.01 microns up to several millimeters, but are also capable of measuring positions up to 200 millimeters, that is plus or minus 4 inches. So this is a working principle behind the LVDT. Now the two secondary coils are representing S1 and S2. These two, the number of turnings of these two secondary coils, S1 and S2, number of turnings are same, and the iron core is placed the center of the cylinder, which can move into or for motion as shown in the figure. This is the core, and this core can be moved in these two directions. And the second end, the working of LVDT circuit can be divided into three cases. So while this core is in the middle, the voltage induced in the S1 secondary coils are equal and opposite. So E0 is equal to EV1 minus EV2. EV1 is equal to voltage of the S1, secondary S1, and the EV2 is equal to voltage of this secondary S2. So E0 is equal to output voltage is equal to the difference when the core, this is core is at the center. The case 1, the null position. As I discussed earlier, the figure illustrates the null position of LVDT at 0, that is 0 or null axial position. During this condition, the shaft, this is the shaft or core, is properly placed at the midway of the secondary winding of S1 and S2. That is, this is core or shaft. Shaft is placed at the midway of the secondary windings S1 and S2. These are the secondary windings S1 and S2, which give rise equal flux generation, induced voltage across the secondary terminals respectively. This position is called a null position. So here the output voltage E0 is equal to E V1 minus E V2. Here E V1 and E V1 and E V2 are equal and opposite. So the output is equal to 0. Or we can represent like this. E V1 is equal to E V2. So E0 is equal to E V1 minus E V2 is equal to 0 volt when the shaft is placed at the null or neutral position. So this is the first case. The second case, the maximum right position. I pull this shaft to the maximum right position. So there is a due to some external pressure or some stress or strain. I move this shaft to the extreme, that is maximum right position. When the shaft is moved towards right side, more force generates S2 because shaft is moving to this direction. More force is generated across S2. Conversely, minimum to S1. Therefore, induced voltage E2 is significantly high. That is, E2 means the secondary coil S2. That is VE2. VE2 is equal to higher than VE1. VE1 is equal to the induced EMF in secondary coil S1. So here, as the shaft is moving to the right side position, the induced voltage, the secondary S2 is more compared to S1. So output voltage E0 is equal to EV2 minus E1. EV1. So we get a positive voltage. And the case 3, when it is in the maximum left position, that means now the shaft is equal to the maximum left position. So move to this side. Then the flux across S1 is more. The induced flux across S1 is more compared to S2. Then the output voltage is equal to E0 is equal to EV1 minus EV2. EV1 is the voltage, induced voltage across secondary coil S1. And these are the 3 cases. And the resultant output of LVDT can be measured in terms of voltage, current or frequency. This circuit can also be designed using microcontrollers, enable the circuits such as Arduino or PIC controller as soon as so on. So this is the basic principle behind the LVDT. So here we can move this move this core or shaft to right or left, and accordingly we can generate some voltage or current or frequency in this coil, secondary coil S1 or S2. So according to the position of the shaft, the induced EMF or induced voltage in the secondaries S1 and S2 is varying, and corresponding change can be used to measure the displacement, and that displacement can be enable the circuit by such as Arduino or PIC microcontroller. By using PIC microcontroller or Arduino, we can calculate the displacement of this LVDT. So advantages of the LVDT are infinite resolution is present in LVDT. High output, high sensitivity, very good linearity, rigidness, less friction, low hysteresis, low power consumption. Because this shaft is moved in the air or there is less friction will be occur. In resistive transducers like pots, there is some frictions will be occur. Due to this, there is tear and wear will be occur. Here, such type of frictions are not there. So these are the advantages of LVDT. And the disadvantage is very high displacement is required to generate high voltage. If more displacement is there, then we can get generating a high voltage. Shielding is required since it is sensitive to magnetic field. If you are not giving proper shielding, external magnetic field will be affected. The performance of the transducer gets affected by vibrations, and it is generally affected by temperature changes. So these are the 4 disadvantages. Then application of LVDT. LVDT is used to measure the displacement ranging from fraction to millimeter to centimeter. We can measure using LVDT. We can measure very small fractions of displacement, that is millimeter to centimeter. Acting as a secondary transducer, LVDT can be used as a device to measure force, weight, pressure, etc. So these are the applications of LVDT. Advantage. So in this section, we are discussing the working of LVDT, then advantage and disadvantage of LVDT, and also applications of the LVDT. So thank you for listening my video, and once again I am thanking you for listening my video. Thank you.